Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wal aqibatu lil muttaqeen, was salatu was salamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen, wa ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een ila yawmiddin. Amma ba'd, qala Allah tabarak wa ta'ala fil Qur'an al-Majid wal Furqan al-Hamid. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون أياما معدودات فمن كان منكم مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر وعلى الذين يطيقونه فدية طعام مسكين فمن تطوع خيرا فهو خير له وأن تصوموا خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون صدق الله العظيم. أما بعد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد في شان حبيبه إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. Alhamdulillah, today we will be starting our new topic about Fitrana, Sadaqatul Fitr. But before Sadaqatul Fitr, one of the sisters, she asked me a question regarding Taraweeh. She said that I'm not fasting. Do I still have to read Taraweeh? It's the misconception. People think that when we don't fast, we don't have to read Taraweeh. Now remember, Taraweeh is a different ibadat and fasting is a different ibadat, different form of worships. So if you are not fasting, you still have to read Taraweeh. Or if you are not reading Taraweeh, you still have to fast. People need to be very careful before they talk about deen. You know deen, alhamdulillah, talk about deen. Give dawat. But you don't know deen, don't jump in this field. I've heard people saying, what is the point of you fasting? You're not even reading namaz. Yes, you're encouraging him to read namaz, but you're encouraging the wrong way. You're telling him, what is the point of you fasting? You're not even reading namaz. I don't know he's going to start reading namaz, but I'm quite sure he will start fasting though. He's not going to fast anymore. So make sure when you encourage people, understand deen, understand knowledge, and then you go and encourage people. Now let's go towards Fitrana rulings and conditions. Who is obligated to pay Fitrana? Now Sadaqah Fitr or Fitrana is wajib upon every Muslim, male, female, Ghani who has to have 7.5 tola sona and all the same rulings about zakat. If zakat is wajib upon you, you have to pay Fitrana as well. So Fitrana is wajib upon every Muslim, male, female, rich person according to all the Islamic principles. And there is no condition that he has to be an adult, and there is no condition that he has to be an sane person. Either you are insane or you are a child. Either he's 1 month old or he's just born just before Eid day. Fitrana is still wajib upon him. But who will pay Fitrana for the child or for the insane person? It is his father. His father, it is his job. It is wajib upon him to pay Fitrana for his children and for the insane children because they don't know. So Fitrana is wajib upon all these people, and Fitrana is wajib upon female as well. When does Sadaqah Fitr becomes obligatory, becomes wajib? What time? Now, Sadaqah Fitr becomes wajib, Fitrana becomes wajib upon person as soon the Sahri of the Eid day starts. So as soon Eid day starts, Fitrana becomes wajib upon you. So anyone who's born after Sahri, Sadaqah Fitr is wajib. But anyone who's present with all these conditions, he's Muslim, he's rich, male, female, whoever he is, before Sahri is there, either he's 1 day old or few hours old baby, Fitrana becomes wajib upon them. But do you have to pay Fitrana when it becomes wajib, like after Eid day or on the Eid day? No, you can pay Fitrana before Eid. You can pay Fitrana in the month of Ramzan. You can pay Fitrana before the month of Ramzan as well. Why you have to give before? In back home, when you give Fitrana, that poor people are standing outside, and straight away it's gone to poor people. Here you're going to give Fitrana Eid day when it's going to get to poor people after 1 month. Yeah, alhamdulillah, still good, but Eid is gone, Eid finished. Fitrana is for poor people, so they can spend a better Eid. They can buy something. That day is going to be a happy day for them as well. But here you're giving Fitrana on Eid day, when Fitrana is going to get to them, try to give Fitrana well before that, in month of Ramzan. When you're giving Zakat, give Fitrana with that. Alhamdulillah, Fitrana, you have to give it anyway. What's the point of waiting all the way till Eid? Why is it important to pay Fitrana? There is a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, your fast stay hung between the sky and the earth until you pay Fitrana. Muallaq rehte hain darmiyan mein. Until you pay Fitrana. So your fasts are not going to be accepted in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Actually, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said on Eid khutbah, before Eid, reading Eid, he said to people, those who have not paid Fitrana, what are you doing in our Eidgah? What are you doing here? Go pay Fitrana, then you come here. Fitrana is very important, it's wajibi sadaqah. There are only two wajibi sadaqat which can only go to poor people. One is zakat and one is sadaqatul fitr, which is Fitrana. Rest any other sadaqah can go to other people as well. Yeah, there is kafara as well, there is mannat as well, that has to go to poor people. But what Sharia has made wajib upon us, those are only two sadaqahs. That's zakat and Fitrana, that can only go to poor person. You can't give that to anyone else. Do I need to pay Fitrana even though I'm not fasting? It's the same question as the Tarawih namaz. That do I need to read Tarawih even though if I'm not fasting? Yes. Again, there are two different forms of worships. So you are not fasting, you still have to pay Fitrana. Fitrana is on your life, not upon fasting. Anyone who fasts, it doesn't fast, he has to pay Fitrana. It's just like zakat. Either you're fasting, you're reading namaz, you still have to pay zakat. It's just like you're reading namaz, you're not reading namaz. You are giving zakat, you're not giving zakat. You still have to do hajj when hajj becomes first upon you. So there are different forms of worships. It got nothing to do with this worship to that worship and that worship to this worship. So either you are fasting, you are not fasting, you have to pay Fitrana. And last time we did mention how much is Fitrana. Fitrana is £5. Should mothers have to pay Fitrana for their children? Mothers, especially single mothers, there are many single mothers, and plus maybe some of them are not working as well. So do they have to pay Fitrana for their children? No, mothers don't have to pay Fitrana for their children. As I mentioned before, Fitrana of a child who has not hit the age of puberty or any insane child, their Fitrana is wajib upon their father, not on mothers. Even the mother is rich, it's better you pay. Alhamdulillah, you will get thawab, they will get thawab. But if you don't pay, you don't become sinful. So mothers don't have to pay Fitrana for their children. Who is eligible to receive a Fitrana? Who can take Fitrana? Anyone who can receive zakat can receive Fitrana. So whoever you can give zakat to, you can give Fitrana as well to them. As I mentioned before, there are only two wajibi sadaqats, and the wajibi sadaqats can only go to a poor person, not to masjid, not to madrasa, not to hospital, towards anything, nothing. Yes, madaris, you give zakat to them, then you tell them this is zakat money, we are making you our wakil. So you give zakat behalf of us to any poor person. Then they do that process and they give that zakat to the poor person. Otherwise, you can't give zakat just to, they're building a masjid, let's give zakat for building a masjid. Or let's just give Fitrana for building in a masjid. Or some person, he got good niyat, the good intention, he wants to buy an ambulance for poor people. Can I give money? No, you can't. Money is not going towards poor person. Yes, it's going to use for everyone. It has to go to a particular person, a poor person. You have to make him owner, you have to make him, you have to give him qabza. He should go in his authority. Then your Fitrana or zakat will be fulfilled, otherwise he won't. Who would pay an orphan's Fitrana? Orphan basically yatim. Let me give you the definition of orphan according to Islamic principle. हमारे क्या होता है, 50 साल का बंदा क्या होता है, मैं तो यतीम हूँ. 20 साल का बच्चा क्या होता है, मैं तो यतीम हूँ. According to Sharia, anyone who has not hit the age of puberty and his father passed away, he is yatim. Animals who's adult, he's not yatim, he's not even called yatim. He's adult now. So yatim is the person, orphan is the person whose child who has not hit the age of puberty. So his father of course has passed away because he's yatim, he's orphan. Who will pay his Fitrana? Fitrana is not wajib upon mother. So grandfather, he has to pay Fitrana of his orphan grandson or granddaughters. He has to pay Fitrana. Which grandfather? Grandfather, dad's side, not mother side. Grandfather, dad's side. If dad passed away, then dad's dad will have to pay Fitrana. It will be wajib upon him to pay Fitrana. It's not like it's not wajib. He can, there is choice. There is no choice. He has to pay Fitrana for his orphan grandchildren. Does husband have to pay fitrana for his wife and adult children? No. Fitrana is not wajib upon husband to pay for his wife. Wife has to pay her own fitrana, just like zakat. What happens in our houses? Then I've got gold, I've got everything, but I don't have cash, I don't work. Yeah, go sell your gold and give your fitrana and go give your zakat. Yeah, if husband pays behalf of you, that's alhamdulillah, very good. Otherwise, if husband doesn't pay, it's not going to become sinful. Either you work or you don't work. That's for sisters, for mothers. That if either you work or you don't work, that's not an excuse. Sharia says go sell your gold and go pay fitrana. Like I mentioned before, some people, it's a misconception. People think that gold, the one is in saving, or zakat becomes wajib upon only on that gold, not the one we are using. No. Two women came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they were going to ask some question. And before they asked question, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked them, the bangles you got on, do you give zakat for those bangles? And they said, no, Ya Rasulullah, because they didn't know the mas'ala. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, do you want that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will punish you because of these? They said, Ya Rasulullah, no, of course not. We didn't know that. So they gave the bangles to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ya Rasulullah, you pay zakat. We don't want these bangles. So why would Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ask them, do you pay zakat of these bangles, even though they had it on? Of course they were using, and that's why Rasulullah asked them. So either you have your gold or silver in saving or you using it, you have to pay zakat on it. But fitrana, it is not wajib upon husband to pay for his wife. It is not wajib upon husband to pay fitrana for his adult children. Adult children, they have to pay their own fitrana. Yes, if father says, yeah, I'll pay for your fitrana, that's fine, then he can pay. Especially those who moved out. And then there's another, there's condition. Let's say your children moved out, they're living their own life, and there without their permission you're going to pay that zakat or you're going to pay that fitrana, that won't be accepted. You have to take that permission. You have to go and ask them that, do you give me permission? Just phone them, do you give me permission? Shall I pay your fitrana? I'm going to pay mine anyway. So do you give me permission? Shall I pay your fitrana or zakat? If they say yes, of course you go pay fitrana for them. Yeah, those adult children who are living in your house, wife is living with you, then you know my children, they're adult, they're going uni, they're living with me, they're going college, they're living with me, they're adult, they're not earning money, and I am their carer, I'm the one who's taking care of them, I'm the only one bread earner, and I'm doing everything, then of course the ijazat already, ma'nawi ijazat already given to him. He doesn't have to go to his children and ask now and his wife, because they already know he is going to pay. And he already knows that I am going to pay. But just for, to fulfill the criteria of Sharia, just ask them, I'm going to pay your fitrana, is that okay? And they say, okay, then that's fine, alhamdulillah, you can pay that fitrana. Now, do I have to pay my previous unpaid fitranas? Yes, you have to pay your previous unpaid fitranas. Either it's fitrana or it's zakat, whatever it is. You have to pay. It's just, and plus, either after 10 years you're going to pay last 10 years fitrana, it's still going to be ada, not qada. It's like when you miss Zohr Salah and Asr has started, or Maghrib or Isha has started, and now you're going to Zohr Namaz, it's going to be qada, not ada, because you missed. But zakat, hajj and fitrana, whenever you pay or do, it's going to be ada. Yes, you will be sinful for delaying it. Ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, delayed. A question regarding qadai umri, the missed salahs in your life. So the question is that true that if I read nawafil in a certain way on the last Jummah of Ramadan month, then all my previous missed salah will be completed, will be compensated? Or if I read 5 fard namaz on the last Jummah of Ramadan month, then all my previous missed qada salahs will be completed and I don't have to make them up? It's wrong. People think this is hadith. This is not hadith. Mawdu'. Mawdu' hadith is false hadith. Rasulullah never mentioned this hadith basically. Da'if is, Rasulullah did mention the hadith. There is something in chain, but hadith is coming from Rasulullah. But Mawdu' is, Rasulullah never mentioned the hadith. There is no such hadith. It makes no sense. Then nawafil, you're reading nawafil, then the farz is at the top. Why? And then wajib, then sunnat muqda, ghair muqda, then nafil comes at the end. You're reading nafil to fulfill your farz. इतने हम जाहिल हो चुके हैं, हमारे अंदर इतनी भी सेंस नहीं रही है कि नफल पढ़ के जो फर्जां अदा कराने लगे हैं. It doesn't work like that. हम चाहते हैं बस आसानी मिले हमें. The person who will use this excuse, I didn't know, okay, double punishment. You know why? One, for committing the sin. Second, not learning knowledge of that. This is obligatory knowledge. You know, obligatory knowledge is further upon everyone. You don't know about Zakat masle, you're going to get caught on the day of judgment. You don't know Fitrane masle, you're going to get caught on the day of judgment. You don't know anything about Sajda Sahab, you're going to get caught on the day of judgment. So make sure you know these masail. Any qaza namaz, you have to read it one by one, and then it will be completed. Otherwise, it won't be completed. There is no such a thing. Last Juma of Ramazan month, you do this thing. Sir latna par karo, sir thalla karo. So you have to make up all those namazan. These are false hadith. وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين. جزاك الله خير.